Good morning. Welcome to Walking Boxing. It is Sunday, June the 8th, 2025. And are you kidding me? What just happened? Now, firstly, you can see behind me, I'm not actually walking this morning. It's been pouring rain all night. So I'm actually sitting on my back patio as we speak. Neil's tucked up in bed upstairs. He's not having a bar of it. He woke up, heard the rain, and has gone back to bed. And I, probably like a lot of you out there, got up early to watch the fight. Got up about 6:45, watched the last bit of the prelim fight, which wasn't a bad one for the last, 3 rounds I saw. But Justice Huni has been knocked out in the 10th round against Fabio Wardley. I'll get to that in a sec. Quickly, just on this day, in 1963 at Madison Square Garden in New York, Emil Griffith defeated Cuba's Luis Manuel Rodriguez on points for the world 154-pound title. In 2013, Adonis Superman Stevenson won the WBC light heavyweight title with a knockout of Chad Dawson. That was in Montreal, Canada. And also on this day in 2002, Lennox Lewis knocked out Mike Tyson in a very anticipated or hotly anticipated fight in the 8th round in Memphis, Tennessee for the WBC heavyweight title. And normally I would give that a little bit more attention. But today we'll focus on Justice Huni coming up short against Fabio Wardley and talk about missed opportunities. Wow. I'm a little bit lost for words, as you can probably imagine. I was watching the fight in bed on my phone. I had the earphones in, and my wife was asleep next to me, and I didn't realise I did, but all she heard was, "Are you kidding me?" And she woke up. And again, I'm a lot like you out there. Can you believe the masterclass that Justice Huni put on for 9.5 rounds and let it slip with one shot? Now, credit to Fabio Wardley, of course. Did what he had to do. But it's hard to, I don't know how Justice and his supporters are feeling at the moment. But look, the first round, I thought really good in the warm-up. He looked like he was confident, wasn't overwhelmed by anything, which I thought was great. Normally, you go to a crowd, 20,000 people, all the Englishmen. There's probably a sprinkling of Aussies in there, I suppose, that were there for Justice Huni. But I thought he handled the situation really, really well. Got in the ring, looked very confident. And again, it would have been overwhelming. Geez, they do it well, don't they? Just the ring walks when they came in, the big screen at the back and the music. And I like the fact they do them in those sort of stadiums because it gives them a fair bit of ring walk, gives them a fair bit of airtime, I suppose. And they get their song out and the lights, and it was fantastic. And I thought he looked really confident when he got in the ring. Fabio Wardley, the same. I mean, you could probably tell from the word go, he thought he was just going to get in there and blow Justice Huni out. That's the bit of body language I suppose I sort of saw first off when Fabio Wardley walked out, put the arms up, and geez, wouldn't he have been buzzing to walk out in front of all those people? All for him, of course. Probably 19,700 people or something were there for him out of the 20,000. But he looked extremely confident. And as I said, I think just watching him, he thought this was just going to be, as Isaac Harbin would say, a 1-2 Timmy Zoo and all over. But the first round, I thought Justice just boxed so well. Questionable round. I know if you're the judge, the commentators, whoever. I haven't seen the judges' scorecards because I'm literally doing this about 10 minutes after the fight's sort of finished. But I thought he was winning the first round right up to the last second. I still gave him the first round. I thought he did enough. I thought Wardley was very surprised by his speed, his movement, his footwork was just on point, and he was countering Fabio Wardley. You could see he was taking a little bit cautious Justice, which is to be understandable. But the fact that he actually took centre ring, I thought this is something that Wardley would not have expected. And I think it caught him off guard, and I think he caught him with some good counters in the first round. And even though Wardley did catch him right on the bell with a nice right hand, I think the commentator said that it shook Huni. I don't really subscribe to that, but I still gave Huni the first round. I thought he boxed beautifully. The second round, I thought Wardley stepped it up a little bit. I thought he won the second round. Still close, but I thought he did enough to win the second round. I think Justice just sort of boxed more conservatively, and Wardley, I think, might have got a bit of a rocket in between rounds. He's got to take centre ring and pick it up a little bit, and he did. A close round again, but I thought I gave that round to Wardley, and then I thought that was it. I thought from that point on, it was an absolute masterclass. Justice Huni made Fabio Wardley look like the inexperienced ex-white collar fighter that he is. I thought he made him look pretty silly at times, if I'm being honest. I don't think, it's funny, I've been around boxing for, in boxing myself for about 20 years as a boxer and gyms and that. I mean, I've been involved in boxing one way or another for over 40, but to be in the boxing game, being in gyms and being in the ring with people and being on the opposite side as well, when you get in there with someone that you think a level or two above you, whether you're on the receiving end or you're the boxer, the look on the face tells the story. And that look was on Wardley's face after the third or fourth round. He knew that he was way out of his depth. And I know I can't believe I'm saying this because he's just knocked out Justice Huni, but the look on Wardley's face showed me that he knew that he was out of his depth, and Huni was one, if not two levels, if not three levels above him. Well, I won't say three, but at least a couple. Huni continually out-jabbed him, snapped his head back with jabs, countered him with beautiful right hands. And I couldn't get my head around that. This is probably the inexperience of Wardley coming into it, where he would continually lean down to his right, continually when he was under pressure from Justice Huni. And Justice Huni, with his elite sort of amateur pedigree, was landing that left hook repeatedly. And then I thought after about the fifth round, Justice realised that Wardley had nothing. Well, famous last words maybe. He did have something. It's called a right hand. But I thought Justice just gained in confidence. He started to pick up the pace, started to really take centre ring and push Wardley back. He had no respect for him. Was starting to punch in volume, was landing to the head and body, starting from the head, finishing the body, starting at the body, finishing at the head. He was just doing everything and made Wardley look very, very ordinary, I thought. I just thought he made him look amateurish, really, to the point where I thought after the 8th or 9th round that Wardley was, I think even the body language in his corner, he knew that, well, I was going to say famous last words again, he had no hope of beating Justice Huni. And the corner, I thought, of Justice was really good. I thought Mark Wilson spoke very, very calmly. Justice didn't look like he'd blow out a candle. I was a little bit, I must admit, I was taken aback a little bit by the commentators during the fight, who you could hear it in their voice. They could feel the fight slipping away, and they knew that Justice Huni just had Fabio Wardley covered in all aspects. Starting to bring up, do you think that the fact that he was supposed to fight Big Baby Miller was the reason why he's not adapting to Justice Huni's with his speed and his footwork and his work rate? Mate, 5 weeks he had to prepare. Come on. 5 weeks. It was 5 days. We might have something to talk about, but 5 weeks he had to adjust to Justice Huni. So when they said that, I thought, geez, boys, you're really grasping at straws here, aren't you? I mean, geez, he's getting absolutely towed up. And after the 9th round, I thought, Justice, you got 9 more minutes, mate. You have boxed beautifully. Just, as I said before, an absolute masterclass for 9 rounds. He made Wardley look stupid. And to the point where I thought Wardley had pretty much given up. The look on his face, he was starting to mark up, getting really reactive, really backing up and not really, just being hesitant. And almost had accepted his fate. Then comes the 10th round. Again, I thought Justice, for the first half of the round, just did what he'd done for the previous 9.5 rounds. and he got careless, and the right hand from the clouds just hits Justice and he goes down. The one thing, look, again, I haven't read all the social media things. I haven't seen feedback from all the experts and all that sort of stuff online and the broadcasters and everything else. Did it seem like a fast count to you? It seemed like he went down. It was almost like the camera panned away. I can't remember without looking at him or at Wardley I'm talking about or whatever, but they seemed to go off Justice. Now, I didn't see him sort of get up. I didn't see the referee start to count. All I saw him was wave it off. Now, it seemed very, very fast. Now, I'll jump on social media because they'll know. But I don't know whether he got up and he stumbled and the referee waved it off. By all accounts, he reached the count of 10, but I don't remember it 10 seconds going past, maybe because I was in shock that what the hell just happened. But it seemed like he got up. And again, it seemed I'm pretty sure it might have flushed toward. I'm going to have to go back and check the replay, but it looked like it flushed to Wardley in the corner, who could not believe what had just happened either, I don't think. And then it was just the referee waving it off. So I don't know. I'm going to have to watch it back. But it seemed like either a fast count or a fast decision by the referee to wave it off. I just wonder what would have happened with the referee if the fight had been anywhere else but England. That's a different story, I suppose. But I think it's an interim world title fight, he's well up on points. The referee would know that as well as everybody else, that he didn't give him an opportunity to continue. Now, also judging by Wardley's reaction and his body language, I don't think he could believe his luck. Now, a lot of people will say, well, he just timed it beautifully and Justice got careless. Now, I will say Justice did get careless, no doubt about that. But if I'm being honest, again, without watching it back in full, I've got a feeling that Wardley just bit down on the mouth guard and just threw a right hand with no timing, no setup, no nothing. He just, in desperation stakes, just threw it, because by his body language, my opinion, I thought it was just a lucky punch. I think he just pulled it out from nowhere. Now, normally, if he's been setting the punch up and boom, it lands, and he's jumping out of the ring and everything. I think his reaction more than anything, and his corner, a few of his cornermen were a little bit excited, I suppose, was just relief. Like, holy shit, what the hell just happened and how did I pull that off? Just like the rest of us were thinking, especially back here in Australia. But you can sort of tell by someone's reaction, and his reaction was, did that just happen? Because I just think, I won't go as far as to say close his eyes and just threw one from the stands, because it looked like it was perfectly timed. I just think, because I think he was almost looking at the floor, and then it was a really short right hand, by the way. It wasn't loaded up. It was just, he just threw it as Justices came in. He had his left hand down, and that was it, all over. I did think when he went down, this is why I was so surprised that it was called off. When he went down, I actually thought from Justice's body language that he'd gone down and he's like, shit, you idiot, you've got caught. All right, let's get back up and let's finish the job. It didn't look like he went down, his legs buckled, and he was, like not Tyson Fury style, even though he got up as well, didn't he, against Deontay Wilder, because that looked like he was gone. But when he went down, like he went back down on his back, and I thought he was almost like, you got caught, now let's get back up and finish the job. The next minute, the referee's waving the fight off. So that was a bit odd for me. But look, credit to Fabio Wardley. History books won't remember that he was down probably, 8 rounds to 1. After 9 rounds. That history won't remember that. It'll just be that Fabio Wardley knocked out Justice Huni in the 10th round and won the interim title. That's all they remember. And then maybe that's all they should remember. This is why, these championship fights are 12 rounds, by the way. So that's one thing I will say to Fabio Wardley. I'm certainly not saying, or getting a bit salty that the fact that Justice got knocked out. Nothing like that, because again, it's a 12-round fight. Doesn't matter whether you're 11 rounds to 0 down, you can still pull it out in the last round. So good on Fabio Wardley for that. He showed heart and showed he can pull it off. But geez, at ringside as well, we had Eddie Hearn sitting next to Frank Warren, and I think the commentators might have actually mentioned it during the telecast that Eddie was pretty chirpy. Frank Warren was looking very, very worried. I think even he knew it was gone. Even judging by his interview after the fight, I think he knew that Fabio would just pull that out of his ass. But that's boxing. That's what happens. So certainly not begrudging Fabio Wardley's moment. It's happened timeless amounts of times over history, and it'll happen a lot of times going forward. But good on him. Good on Fabio Wardley. I think what it did show, though, was that Fabio Wardley, to me, is nowhere near the level of those top heavyweights. Or maybe the opposite is true, that Justice Huni is at the level. I got no doubt Justice Huni is, which is why I was very confident of picking Justice Huni to win. I thought he would win. I've said numerous times I thought that even though it would be tough over there in England, Justice Huni is a supremely talented guy. And I think he showed that for 9.5 rounds. But that doesn't matter because he's now got an L beside his record. But I just think, I don't know, Justice seemed to be the one that sort of took it the best, because I was sitting there with my mouth open thinking, how the hell did you just blow that fight? His corner were the same. They were just in shock. I think even the crowd was in shock. They were very quiet throughout the fight. Wardley and his team were in shock. But Justice Huni took it really, really well, and maybe that's the best way to do it. He said, look, fought well. Thanks to everyone for having me. I don't think I would have been as well, I'd say happy as what Justice was, but as accepting as Justice Huni was. But that's, I suppose, shows the class of the guy. Very, very classy guy is Justice Huni, and probably realised that this is just boxing. It happens. It's been around a long time. He's been boxing, 17, 18 years, whatever it's been. So he knows this happens, but geez, it'd be tough to handle, tough to take, a round and a half, whatever it is, or 2.5 rounds away from claiming a version of the heavyweight title and really, really announcing yourself as one of the best heavyweights out there. And he blew it. I suppose that's the only way we can put it, isn't it? He blew it. But credit to him, no matter what happens. I did say also in the lead up that even if he did lose, that he's 26 years of age. I mean, he's a baby for a heavyweight. What's Wardley, 32? All the best heavyweights are in the mid to late 30s. So, look, he's got time. And I think maybe that's probably why he was okay with it, because he knows he'll get some big fights out of this. I've got no doubt. Or maybe he won't. Maybe a lot of the promoters and fighters out there will say, hey, there's no way we're going to put our guy in with this guy and risk our rating or a title or whatever it might be, because he can fight, no doubt. But he'll just regroup. He'll go home, and I'm sure he'll learn from the experience, and he'll be a good fighter going forward. So that is what it is. But we move ahead to tonight's fight, Justice Jaya Pataya and Claudio Sequeira. I think we've had enough to say about that. Both guys made the weight. Yes, although Sequeira was very, very light, wasn't he? Was he 8 pounds lighter than Jaya Pataya? Now, I did check his box rec, and he's always been sort of smallish for a cruiserweight, but it is light. Now, I don't know whether it's tactics. I don't know why you would come in so under the weight against a big, strong cruiserweight in Jaya Pataya. Who knows? We'll see tonight, I suppose. But yeah, a little bit flat after that performance from Justice, but hopefully Jaya puts us back on track tonight with a big win. Other big news coming out this morning too is that Sam Goodman has got a world title fight. Yes, and it's not against Naoya Inoue. He's going to fight Nick Ball on August the 16th. What an opportunity for him. Now, it's on the same card as Moses Otoma and Dillian White. Wow, that'll be a ripper as well. And there was another fight on there as well. Anthony Kashashi will fight Raymond Ford. So big fight. So it'll be Kashachi and Ford, Ball and Goodman as the chief support, by the way, and Otama and Dillian White. So it will be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So what an opportunity for Sam Goodman. This is the thing, guys. What I always say, you've just got to keep ready. Everyone was saying that Sam had blown his chance, and maybe he had, but geez, I didn't see this coming, going up to 126 and fighting Nick Ball. Now, we'll all talk about whether he's got a chance or whatever going forward, and what that'll happen, whatever. But at this stage, just congratulations to Sam for hanging in there, for hanging tough, for getting back to it after the disappointment of the Inoue fights falling out, getting the win in his last fight. And as I said, we'll probably talk more about his chances as the fight gets closer. But August 16th, and this is boxing. We saw it this morning. The lows of boxing, when you can be winning a fight easily and then walk into one, and then you can have Sam Goodman, who thought his boxing career had been ripped away from him with that cut eye in December, came back, got the win, and now he's going to have a world title fight. So good on Sam Goodman for that one. He's hung in there and got his opportunity. A couple other things before I go. Keyshawn Davis out of the fight today. I don't think it's on TV here in Australia, which I'm pretty pissed about. Of course, it's footy season, so no fight. Although without that fight on, it probably lacks a little bit of luster. But it's the fight card will go ahead, but his fight with Edwin De Los Santos has been cancelled. And my opinion, shame on Keyshawn Davis. It's one thing to not make weight, or your body can't make the weight anymore. That's fine. But why go through the process of making De Los Santos go through a camp? The organisers, with the paying the fees for the world title fight and all that sort of stuff. I'm not sure what happens with that, but if you can't make the weight and know you're not going to make the weight, let everyone know. Go up in weight. Give the belt up and go up. You've just put everyone through it because of your arrogance and ego. There's no other words for it, I don't think. He would have known he's not going to make weight. His body language as well. It didn't look like he really struggled with the weight, I don't think. I just think he's in his arrogance and his standing of where he thinks he is in the world scene, that he thought, well, I'll just roll up. I'm the champion. I'm this and I'm that, and I'll just be over. It's okay. We'll still fight. I won't have the belt. I'll beat this guy and I'll move up. Apparently there was issues with, excuse me, an issue with the weight after the fight. I think they did try and save the fight, but I think there was issues with the day-in, weigh-in. I think there was. I'm assuming that there was maybe De Los Santos wanted Davis to weigh a certain weight the day of the fight, and Davis refused, so the fight is off. And I think the Abdullah Mason fight will now be the main event. The two Davis brothers will still fight on the undercard, which probably means they'll retain the crowd. Top Rank did offer, as they have to, they offered everyone a refund. I think when it comes to when there's a fight or any event or whatever, that if the headliner or the featured, in this case, fight or whatever falls through, that you have to offer a rematch to the crowd. And maybe there'll be a few that might take it, but I would think a lot of people will be up for a good night of boxing, and the other Davis brothers are on the undercard, so I'm sure the crowd will still be good. But geez, if Top Rank, they'd be pissed. They'd be pissed with no Top Rank. They would have to be. Because they would have lost money on the fight. And not just that, it's just a principle. One of their fighters just decides not to make weight, and it just blows the whole promotion. As a promoter, I can tell you, promoters don't like this sort of thing happening, especially at that level and the money that's at stake. So I don't think Keyshawn Davis will be on the good list or the nice list of Top Rank at the moment. Just one more thing, just speaking of the fights today, with Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren. Frank Warren is keen for another 5x5 by the end of the year. Remember last year, it's been a year actually, I think it was a week ago, it was a year, I think it was the 1st of June last year, that Frank Warren whitewashed Eddie Hearn 5-0 in the tournament. And I think he actually sent a cake and a card to Eddie Hearn on the anniversary, saying, hey, let's do it again. So let's hope we do see it. We sort of got maybe the first fight to get things rolling in that respect this morning with Frank Warren again getting the edge over Eddie Hearn with the win today. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it. It's freezing cold out here at the moment, and you can probably hear the rain there. So I'm going to go and get the fire going, put the feet up, and look forward to the big fight tonight. UFC's on today as well. Not sure I'll watch that one, but definitely watch the boxing tonight. And the Mighty Blues are on tonight as well. The Blues and the Bombers from the MCG. So hopefully that'll perk me up, and the Blues will get a win and cheer me up for the weekend. And Jai will get the win, of course, as well. So, guys, that's going to do it for today. Have a great Sunday, and we'll catch you tomorrow.